Yo, what's good, guys? What is good? So, I have done this video, well, I'm doing this video because a lot of people that are new to the channel are passing through and asking, what are the green boxes, what are the red boxes in the charts? Now, the green and red boxes that some of you are making reference to are the ones right here. So, you can see that you've got these green boxes right here, and you've got the red boxes, which you will see much more clearer on the chart right here. So these are the boxes that we are talking about. Okay. If you are new to the channel, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tino. Okay. And this is the Traders Reality Show. My goal is to show as many people as I can how to understand how the market really works. Now, don't get me wrong. A lot of people will come and they will challenge the idea that there is no such thing as a market maker. All right. It's retail trader with retail trader, but the concept does not mix. It can't happen. In order for there to be a market, there has to be an equilibrium. One thing has to happen in order for another thing to happen, and then you will get the equilibrium. One person that buys, another has to sell, because you can't buy if no one sells. Go into a shop and walk into a shop that has nothing for you to buy. By principle, the gentleman at the counter will say to you, there's nothing for you to buy. What he's really saying to you, there's nothing for him to sell. Okay? Taking that bit of understanding on the markets is going to help you understand what the market maker is trying to do. Okay? Now, in relation to the sessions themselves, each session, okay, has its role. Now, there are three types of market makers. When I say three types of market makers, there are just three market makers that are sectioned all over the world. You've got the Asian session market makers, who are liquidity providers. You've got the European ones, which includes the UK. And then you've got the US one. Okay? These three market makers are working together to provide liquidity for the retail trader. That's your average Joe, Steve, Deborah, Darren, Tom, Mr. Jones, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Then you've got the whales. These, the guys with the big bucks buying 1,500 Bitcoin, and everyone's like, whoa, he's got, they're moving the market. Please, guys. Everyone's getting all crazy about 1,500 Bitcoin when you're talking about a marketplace that on average turns over $2 trillion per day. Okay, or the exchange of money equates to that amount on a day-to-day basis. When you come to Forex, when they're exchanging $6.5 trillion per day, you'll understand that 1,500 Bitcoin is not really that much. Okay? It's because it's new. Cryptocurrency, trading-wise, really came onto the scene back in September 2019. Okay? Prior to that, it was just a case of you buying Bitcoin, holding it, and seeing what you could get with it. Okay? Now, what I'm looking to do today is to help the new guys understand the importance of each session and what actually happens. Okay? It's just a quick introduction so you guys understand when you come to the stream what to expect when I'm talking about the Asian session, the UK session, and the New York session. Okay? So, this platform in front of you, ladies and gentlemen, is where it all began. I started the stream back in January 21st, 2021. Okay? And I started talking about cryptocurrency. Now, prior to that, I was involved in Forex for the past 11 years. I'll be coming up to my 12th year in January. And I wanted to see if I could apply the concepts that I've been studying and I've been trading into cryptocurrency. All right? And here we are today. We've got a Discord that has collectively made over, and I am very confident that this figure is very true. We've got a Discord that has collectively, by the members, has made over $3-4 million. Okay? I know that for a fact. All right? Because the profit and losses that were posted at the time, okay, people were just putting in profits non-stop. There were people coming into the streams and they were sending me private messages showing me just alone off this stream, I've just made myself 30-40 grand. Unbelievable. By simply applying the hybrid system. Okay? Now, this video will be put into a playlist called Understanding the Hybrid System. Okay? So do your best to try and work through that. Whilst you've done that, or when you've done that, work your way through the streams, because the idea is the streams apply the hybrid system concepts in real time. It's the only way that I can really teach you guys how to understand this. I don't like talking in hindsight. I think hindsight doesn't give any value. However, if you can't see it in hindsight, you're not going to see it in foresight. So hindsight in itself is a means for you to train your eyes. Okay? We need to use it to train our eyes, to be aware of something, because I can promise you something. If price does something one day, there's a good chance it's probably going to do it again. Go back in the chart, pull up any time frame, and I can promise you, you're going to see the same behavior over and over again. To the trained eye, it's done in plain sight. To the eye that is not aware, you don't see anything different. Okay? So, Asia. The thickness of this box, okay, is roughly about 9 hours. As you can see on this figure, as you can see right there where it says 99, that's roughly 9 hours, okay? Asia starts at 10 p.m. GMT, or should I say Sydney starts at 10 p.m. GMT, okay? Now, when Sydney opens, all right, there's about an hour and a half of, it's called the dead gap time, right? Where not much really happens in the chart, okay? And it always gets busy at around the Hong Kong Open. So here we go. This is the Asian gap right there, as you can see, all right? This is where it starts to get busy, all right? Now, what we can learn from the Asian session is this. Two things. The thickness of the range of the Asian session tells us what are the chances of price in the UK and the US session? What are the chances of them actually following through with Asia's intention? So we can see in real time right now, we've got Bitcoin from yesterday's session. Asia marked up Bitcoin's price. They moved it to the upside. And then we come into the UK session and the New York session, and they brought it down. So the UK session started to initiate the reversal. Okay. But then when we came into the New York and, well, should I say when the UK and the New York started to trade alongside each other, you can see that the UK session initiated a stop hunt rise, and then the US session came in, and then at the end of the close of the London session, the US session moved price higher. So if you can see, the Asian session favored higher prices. They moved price higher. UK session stepped in. So they managed to close some of those shorts that they had built, but they also added some more longs on the way down. Okay, the US and the UK did exactly the same in this zone, and then the US session decides to finalize and move price higher. Okay, then in today's session, we've got from last night's Asian session, you can see that they marked price up, built the longs at the lowest possible point, and then they moved price down lower, built some more longs, closed some shorts, and then the UK session has come in and made a run for profit. So what Asia was saying to us here is they're wanting lower prices to get longs filled at the lowest possible point, so that when the US session comes in, when the UK session comes in, they are going to initiate a follow through and make a markup to the upside. So they built their longs, and then they got them seen by and profited by the UK session, European session, and you can see they've moved price to the upside. Okay. Now, the idea behind the Asian session is this. Asia is all about setting the range for the rest of the day. Whatever Asia does, the UK and the US is either going to contribute to that range, or they're going to do the opposite so that they can realize the return. Okay? So Asia marks up price, and then UK brings it down. At the same time the UK brings it down, the UK is preparing price for the US. Okay? And then at the end of the session, towards where the UK closes, the US is going to follow through with whatever session carries the most liquidity that is trapped in the range. So in this instance, Asia marked up price. They trap the longs. They realize the return on the shorts. They close the longs. They get the longs liquidated. They start the process again. Then the US session at the London close decides to initiate a stop hunt rise. And then in time for the Sydney session, drop the Asian session starts all over again, initiate a move higher, they build the longs at the lowest point, and then they make a bounce away in the UK session. That is the basis of what we use the sessions for. Okay? Now, sometimes you see Asian sessions are longer, like you can see here, where there's more price action. You can see that they're more compressed. The smaller the Asian session, the more chance that they are accumulating within a zone and they're preparing for a bigger move. Okay, if Asia has already made the move, it implies that they are wanting to set up a new range for the UK and the US to play with. As you can see here, look, Asia marked price up higher. They zone to the right. They start whipping and whacking price up and down. The new Asian session steps in, initiates a stop hunt low. They build the longs at the lowest possible point, and then they shift out of the zone. That is principally what we are looking for. Remember, the UK session and the New York session is the result of what Asia has done, because Asia is predominantly famous for the ranges that they set to induce traders to set a high and a low and try and build limit orders on that principle. Okay, you can see that in each of the Asian session hits to the high, every time they hit the high, okay, they pull straight back. Look, hit the high up there, they pull straight back. Okay. Hit the high here and they pull straight back. People set orders here, okay? They set the orders there for the market maker to fill because they feel that it's going to continue higher. Well, when they get their orders filled, okay, the price gets pulled straight back. Now, there are shorts and longs in this area, but what you can see is the market maker had induced more longs and then he's pulled it straight back and hit their liquidation points. Okay? That's what's really important to understand about it. Okay, so when you come to the chart, ladies and gentlemen, and you are considering looking at the Asian session, all right, MT4 clear, it displays it quite clearly for you. Okay, now some of you may have MT4, some of you may not have access to it. If you do want access to MT4, you can download it in the video description. It says download MT4. All right. And once you're done with that, make sure you join the Discord because all the indicators that you need are in there for you. And in the playlists, there is a how-to on how to get everything installed. Okay. Flipping over to TradingView itself, ladies and gentlemen, you can see how the Asian sessions look. Okay. These are the Asian sessions. Okay. So they're just literally a copy of the MT4 indicators themselves. All right. This is the Asian session. In this area here, you've got the UK European session, and then you've got the New York session. Okay. Now, what you've got to be mindful of with these sessions itself, okay, couple of things that happen. There are going to be reversals and ranges that are going to be set in these sessions. The idea is to go back in the chart, all right, and look at what they have been doing for the last couple of days. Ideally, just look at the last week's behavior. So from today to the start of the week in crypto, look at what they have done. In each Asian session, you can see they've been marking price higher and then hitting the lows. Marking higher, hitting the lows. Marking higher, hitting the lows. Are they building shorts or are they building longs? Because now you can see the Asian sessions now are looking like they're trying to follow through and mark out of the zone. Moving price higher, retrace. Moving price higher, retrace. Moving price higher, retrace. Are we in the markup phase for cryptocurrency? Okay. Now, I hope that video helps you, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. The idea is to just give you a quick snapshot of what these sessions are. Okay. Each session lasts about 8 hours. Okay. So from 9 a.m. all the way through to 5:30 in the evening. Each box represents that time frame. Okay. Now, the most volatile sessions are the UK and the US sessions, because that's where most of the liquidity is met. Now, if you notice in the Asian session, you can see that they do actually do certain things in these sessions, okay? And it's always the halfway point of the Asian session, which is the open of Tokyo and Hong Kong, where we start to see moves. If you go back in the chart, you will see, I haven't got it on here, but if you go back in the chart, you will see that the Asian session itself does have its own weight in the sense of the information that you can get from it. Okay, you can see that every time the Asian session itself is smaller in range, then you'll know that in the UK and the US session, there's going to be some big activity happening because Asia is building the positions. setting it up, because principally how they used to do it before technology and when they only had phone calls, the guys in Asia coming towards the close of the Asian session and going into the open of the European markets, the guys in Asia would call the guys in Europe and say to them, yo, what's good, guys? We have managed to trap $200 billion worth of $200 billion worth of longs in this range up here. So the UK then says, okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to add to those longs and probably mark price higher. Or like in this Asian session, you can see how wide the range is. They can say, right, we've trapped $200 billion worth of longs to the upside. It's up to you guys to make the run for profit. So the UK comes in, all right, as it opens, pulls back ever so slightly, makes a move to the upside, tries to induce more longs, but then afterwards it completely trashes the zone and retraces. Okay, if you notice that the market makers started to build the longs on the vectors from this zone right here, which is why you see the vector recovery lands smack bang at 50% of the candle. Let me zoom in and show you. This is, remember, this is on the 5-minute time frame. Okay, right there, recovery in that zone. Okay, they move away from the zone, start adding more, inducing more longs to come in. US steps in, sharp move to the downside, hits the liquidation points. The US does exactly the same again, moves price away, and just before the start of the next session, completely annihilates the zone. So they triggered more orders in this area because previously the belief was that they had $200 billion worth of longs trapped here. So by sending price up to this zone again, they encouraged more traders to step in at the belief that they had caught buying the dip. Look at that. Price drops down lower, and then price makes a move to the upside. They've induced more traders in this zone. Price pulls sharply back, and then they start the intention again. Okay? This is what we talk about in the streams, ladies and gentlemen, and I hope that you have managed to get a little bit of an understanding of this. All right? Everything that you need in regards to this channel, joining the Discord and what have you, is all in the video's description. All right? And most of the help that you can get is in the Discord. The community is wild. Okay? And it's just... It's the place to be, guys, you know? And I want to thank everyone that is part of the Discord and the whole channel, everyone working behind the scenes, you know, dealing with my situations and any surprises that happen. I just want to thank you all for showing the love. All right, guys, it's Friday. Okay, so go and have yourselves a wonderful weekend, and I will be seeing you guys tonight. Okay, I'm doing a final stream for the week. Other than that, guys, be sure to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this, and I'll catch you in the next stream. Mad love and respect to you all, guys. Peace.